it. Someday gonna be my day to take it easy and make it all about me. Maybe on Monday, wake up I call it. Maybe Tuesday, we'll see how I feel.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Love to see you all. My name is Nadira Jensen, and as y'all know me, I'm a woman of faith, a woman of visions, thoughts, and dreams. Meaning, I believe that we all have been blessed with talents and gifts to fulfill a divine purpose here on earth. I have a purpose, you have a purpose. The reason why I'm here is because I want to have a purpose talk with you. I want to have a purpose talk because sometimes when I talk to people and I ask them about their purpose, they don't know what their purpose is. They don't know what their talents are, or they don't know what their gifts are. And we all have been blessed with talents and gifts, and we all have a purpose. So let's get to it. So a divine purpose is a purpose given to you by God. So we all can have our dreams and goals, and that's good, that's beautiful. But our divine purpose is part of the bigger plan that God has with this earth. And I also believe that the purpose that God gives us is not only for this time and this generation, but also for the next generation and the next generation, and it will work itself out until the day that Christ comes back. So I believe there is no end date on a divine purpose. So that's about divine purpose. So next, your identity. Before you want to know what your divine purpose is, it is important to know who you are in God. He is the one that created you and knows you. As the word says, He created us before the foundation of this world. So before we were formed in our mother's womb, God already knew us. So before we had before we went to school, before they told us we cannot do this or we cannot do that, before they told us that we are ugly, before they started teasing us in school, before we got disappointed by our first boyfriend, before our father left us or our mother left us, before the beating, before the abuse, before all of life disappointments, before life, God knew us. And that's why it's important to know who we are in God, because that is the purest form of ourselves. And something that I do to remind myself who I am in God is, and what God says about me, is I write down affirmations. So I have some affirmations in my book here, and I am gonna share one of the affirmations that I write out. So as you can see, I have it written out here, my affirmations. So what I tell myself is, I am a woman of God, and I am wonderfully and fearfully made. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I am an intelligent woman. I am worthy to be pursued. I am an innovative woman. I'm a successful woman. I am a woman of purpose. So these are some affirmations I tell myself to remind me who I am in God. So it is important to know what God says about you, and so who you are in God. Next, our talents and our gifts. That is a question that many people ask. What is your talent? What is your gift? So I've been reading a book from Marshawn Evans Daniels, Believe Bigger, and she explains it very well in her book. So she talks about talent, and she explains talents are the things we've become skilled and experienced at doing. And our gifts are the things we are called to do, not just the things we can do. So our talent can be writing, playing soccer, swimming, singing, everything that you can learn. And our gift is something that comes naturally to you, automatically to you. For example, I've many times that when I meet people and when I sit with people, they just automatically open up and start sharing their whole life story. And sometimes they don't even know me, and they still feel as if they are safe to share their story with me. So I believe that is a gift that I carry with me, that God has given me, and that makes people comfortable to share their story with me. And our gift is always to add value to somebody's life. So it's not for us, it's for always for somebody else. Next questions that you can ask yourself when it comes to purpose is, when do you feel the most joy and passion? So I feel the most joy and passion when I'm able to play theater, when I can act, but also when I'm singing. I love singing, under the shower though. But yes, when I can write, but also when I can talk about purpose, or when I can watch an Oprah Winfrey show, or a TED Talk, things that encourage and inspire me. That gives me joy, that gives me passion. I also love to go to the bookstore and read books about purpose, about goals, about dreams, about successful entrepreneurs. So that is what gives me the most joy and passion, and that's why I know that part of my purpose is to inspire and to encourage people to reach higher, to reach for higher goals, and not to settle for where they are. And other things that you can ask yourself is, what comes easy to you? What comes naturally to you? What comes easy to me and what comes naturally to me is talking. I love talking. I love to encourage other people, but also love to listen to people. So that is something that comes easy to me. The next thing that you can ask yourself is, what do others compliment you on? So how are others improved by your presence? So I know that when I go to work, people always say, oh, we love to work with you. You're always so positive. You always look at the bright side of life. You always know how to encourage us. You always think outside of the box, and you inspire us. So I know that is part of my purpose. When, like, for example, when I go to church, people always come and ask me, oh, Nadira, when are you going to do another poem? When are you going to write or perform another poem to inspire us ladies here in the church? So I know that is part of my purpose. Writing, creative writing, doing poems, because I am a poet. So you can ask yourself, what do others compliment you on? And last, the truth behind purpose is, purpose develops itself along the way. God gives you glimpses of your purpose, but He doesn't give you the whole vision. And it's up to us to step out in faith and to work with that small glimpse that He has given us. And along the way, it will continue to develop itself. So don't expect the whole picture, because God is not going to give you the whole picture. And that's what it means with take that step of faith. Just like it was with Jesus walking out on the water. We have to take that step of faith. So I want to encourage you to look at what you have, what is the little thing that God has given to you, and start working that out. Start walking out that purpose that God has given to you. Because you were created for such a time as this. And now is the time for you to walk out your purpose. If you have been inspired by it, thumbs up. Make sure you share it with somebody that also wants to know more about their purpose. And subscribe to stay up to date. So beautiful people, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you all to the next Purpose Talk. Ciao, ciao.
It's 9:30 in the morning. I didn't sleep well again. Tossed all night long, boy. Can't stand it when we fight like this. Here we go again. So I have to be gone. Can't deal with the fallout. Gonna take a time out. I need to take the day off.